Well, welcome everyone. Join us in our song of peace to start us off on this beautiful morning.
Good morning. I'm Bedford chairperson today, and welcome to those that are here in person and those that are here electronically. And boy, are we blessed with such a wonderful group of musicians and voices. Isn't that fantastic? Yeah. 4 days from now, we're celebrating Independence Day. And so I thought I would, as a lead into some unity ideas, I'm going to read just a bit from the Declaration of Independence. In Congress, July 4th, 1776, the unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with one another, and to assume among the powers of the earth, with separate and equal station to which laws of nature and nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to separation. So, we behold these truths to be self-evident. You know those words. When all men, and of course it should be all people, are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And then they go on with about, well, actually I counted them, 26 denials, if you will, or 26 ways of declaring things have been so bad that this has impelled us to do what I just read. And I likened what our forefathers did there with unity's sense of denials. You know, unity, I think, is generally known mostly, probably number one, by the daily word, and two, by affirmations, and maybe a little bit that sense that we are divine beings having a human experience, but not less so about denials. Now, coming from a psychological background, denials can be used in a very inappropriate way that can cause a lot of problems. But the way that Unity, with Charles Fillmore's guidance, I think, used denials was to deny what isn't basically true. We aren't here to deny that we have some problems or issues. Obviously, with the Declaration of Independence, there were clearly some problems that had to be addressed. Denials are rather saying, and in effect, I think our forefathers were doing this, denials are rather, in Unity, is a way of saying these aren't the truth. Yes, we have this problem, and we do as human beings, but that's not it's not the divine truth. And so denials are really powerful ways of clearing the ground, if you will, to get at what is the real truth. With that in mind, I have something that came to me via, now I'm blocking his name, Rick Hansen, that's his name, psychologist. And he writes these blogs, they're entitled Jots, Just One Thing. And then one of the most recent ones, he was talking about what would it be like for you to have the freedom not to do something. So we can use denials as a way on a practical basis to deny that certain things have any control of us. And recognizing that things that we don't like really don't have to have control over us. So like our forefathers, they said, we don't think you are going to control us anymore. We can say the same thing about stuff that happens up here. It doesn't have to control us anymore. And so I'm just going to read a list that Rick Hansen came up with that I think are kind of pertinent to things that what if we use denials in the sense that we don't have to agree to these things, and so therefore we're denying that there's truth there by not agreeing to them. Such as, you have the freedom not to press your point home. We'd all like to do that, don't we? I can fall into that. But we don't have to. And there's freedom in that. We're freedom not to struggle to get someone to change his or her mind. We have the freedom to not to have a second drink or a first one. We have the freedom not to worry what other people think about you. That's a good one for me, too. We have a freedom not to react to what is swirling around you. We have the freedom not to act on an impulse. We have the freedom not to get into an argument. We have this freedom not to be swept along by anger. We have the freedom not to identify with a mood or a point of view passing through awareness. We have the freedom not to take something personally. That's a good one, isn't it? We have the freedom not to take responsibility for the experiences of other people. We have the freedom not to criticize yourself for not being able to fit into a pair of jeans. We have the freedom not to resist what's unpleasant. We have the freedom not to drive toward what's pleasant. We have the freedom to cling to what's hard. Well, I'm sorry, these are the ones that we would affirm. We can drive toward what's pleasant. We can cling to what's heartfelt. Anyway, I think that in a way that's a personal way of having a Declaration of Independence. We can do that on a personal basis, not just on a corporate level. And so I invite us to use denials as a recognition that I'm free, we're free. We don't have to be constrained by anything negative. So let us move on. First, let us state together our vision. Together, a powerfully through spiritual awakening. And together we're going to affirm our mission, advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living. And together we affirm our values, abundance, acceptance, community, diversity, integrity, joy, and love. And finally, but not lastly by any means, we affirm our children. Unity of Appleton sees the divinity in all children and nurtures their unfolding spirituality. And we go into the daily word, which is entitled, Affirming the Divinity of All the World's People, I Envision World Peace. Peace is meant for every person of every faith in every land. Today, I look beyond the news of the world, reports of strife and conflict, even the agitation and unforgiveness in my own heart, and find the peace of God. I believe the desire for lasting peace is within each person's heart. In prayer, I affirm this truth and envision this desire growing stronger among the world's people until peace can no longer be denied. It is our shared destiny to live in peace. With each person, when each person wants for all people what they want for themselves, harmony will blanket the earth. I affirm the peace I wish for myself is dawning in the hearts of others. In prayer, I see them safe and secure in the heart of God, forever at peace. And from 2 Thessalonians, now may the Lord of peace himself give you peace at all times, in all ways. The Lord be with all of you. So together let us affirm the top part. Affirming the divinity of all the world's people, I envision world peace.
You know, when Bedford read that affirming world peace, then the first thing that popped into my head is, in my opinion, there's no more beautiful song for affirming world peace than that one. And what was also really marvelous was the minute we started singing, everybody started going. They started swaying, Carrie's swaying, and Carmen and Rich are swaying together. It's just like, this is great, you know, because it strikes such a chord, I think, with all of us. And so it's my pleasure to introduce a human being who strikes a marvelously positive and happy chord every time he comes to be our speaker. The Reverend Tom Wendt is here with his marvelous message and his fabulous socks. I always look forward to his socks. So please give a warm welcome to Reverend Tom Wendt.
I invite us all to ask ourselves, where am I using my power of imagination to propel my life in the direction I want to go? And where am I using my imagination to keep me where I am? Very consistent with the list of items that Bedford read to us earlier. The creative power that is God in you is your imagination. We use our imagination to create ideas and thoughts and words and actions. I mean, didn't you imagine yourself at church this morning? And here you are. Avoid recounting the terrible things that happened to you and redirect your imagination and refocus it to where you want to go. Denials and affirmations. Believe in the power in you to make a difference in your life. That's what we teach here in Unity. In Unity, we talk about our movement creating a world that works for all, right? You've heard that. Well, here's the thought. Right now, today, at a higher level than ever before, I'm inviting us all to start creating a world that works for you. I'm going to create a world that works for me, and that's how we create a world that works for all. And I'm not saying you already haven't done that. I'm not saying that at all. Okay? I'm merely urging us all to create the life that works for us at a higher level than ever before. Perhaps recently you did something amazing. Could have been something almost world-changing. Could have been cleaning out that junk drawer that you've been thinking about for months now. But doesn't it feel good to move through something and accomplish it? Doesn't it feel right to take a risk and move into it and move through it regardless of the outcome? I'm encouraging us all, let's ramp up our lives, okay? The title of my talk today is, This is the Day. This is the day we ramp up our lives. Today, not someday. Today we will become more spiritual than ever by relying on our power. Today. Will you join me? Good. Thank you. Those online, you can know that there was almost a unanimous agreement. One of my favorite books is by author Wayne Muller. It's How Then Shall We Live? The author asks the poignant question, how shall I live knowing I will die? Everything we know, everything we love will die, including each of us here today and those listening, everybody. How shall we live knowing that? Muller shares with us a few entries from the journal of Forrest Hallmark, a happy, healthy 4-year-old boy. Each day his mother would ask Forrest, "Is there anything you want to remember about today?" And she'd write it down for him in his journal. Here are 2 entries from that journal. "I am happy today. I wish we'd go on a hike. And I wish there were butterflies in rainforests. Is there a rainforest in Micronesia? I played on my tricycle. I slipped and almost fell, but didn't. And I ran over Sis's tail and hand. Sis growled. I said I'm sorry. I want to go to the rainforest sometime." Forrest's parents were considering a move to Micronesia as an employment opportunity, hence his interest in the area. Muller says, if our time with Forrest and his journal ended here, it would simply be a sweet moment in the life of a bright and vital 4-year-old boy. But 2 weeks after the final entry, Forrest was killed in an automobile accident. He died at the age of 4 with his brother Bryce, who was 2 years old, and a grandfather who was 75. Forrest's mother was driving the car and somehow survived. After the funeral, she gave a copy of Forrest's journal to Muller. Muller says, "Now, let's go back and read the entries, knowing that 2 weeks later, this boy would meet his death. I am happy today. I wish we'd go on a hike, and I wish there were butterflies in rainforests. Is there a rainforest in Micronesia? I played on my tricycle. I slipped and almost fell, but didn't. And I ran over Sis's tail and hand. Sis growled. I said I'm sorry. I want to go to the rainforest sometime." End of the entries. Muller asks, what strikes us about the writing now? What emotions arise as the words touch our heart? He asks, does each word not become more poignant as our attention is riveted on young Forrest, on those few moments from his brief life on earth? He says, thus it is with a life framed by death. He asks the question, with death as its companion, doesn't each moment of life become instantly more compelling? Muller also shares a story about Paul. Paul is dying of cancer and knew it was time to prepare for death. I wish I had 10 more years, Paul says, free of this illness. Muller asks, well, what would that look like? I would be kind, was the answer. I would be kind to children, and I would teach them to be kind too. In the face of death, we see our life. Here's what I can tell you with absolute certainty. My death is 10 years closer than it was 10 years ago. It's 1 week closer than it was 1 week ago. And it's 1 day closer than it was yesterday. Why on earth would I waste this privilege on life, on anything but what I want to experience, what I want to promote, and what I want to see? Why would I use my imagination to take my life where I don't want to go? Why would I do that? Why would I wallow around in the mud of resentment toward my wife, MP, whom I dearly love, because of something she said or something she did or the way she said something? Why would I do that? Being a human being, those feelings will arise in me. I'm not in denial on that one, Bedford. They're there. I'll be triggered into resentment, into anger, into disappointment, into sadness, probably because of something that happened to me when I was 5 years old. Part of my humanness. The point is not to avoid the feelings, but to do something healing and restorative about them when I do experience them. Why would I waste this precious commodity of living this privileged life? And so MP and I, we talk about everything. Because once those feelings and experiences, they kind of live in the darkness and the shadows of my mind. But when you bring them out and talk about them, bring them out into the light, they don't survive out there very well. They tend to dissipate. So then it's back to loving and enjoying life. It's back to doing service for others. It's back to being kind to others. I am not wasting my power and energy of life, and I encourage you not to waste it either. This is the day that starts. About 2 weeks ago, MP and I attended Unity Worldwide Ministries' annual conference. We attended classes and workshops and listened to keynote speakers. And during the week, I heard ideas and we engaged in activities that moved my consciousness into a new level. For an example, what question, if answered, would make the biggest difference in the future of your church? That's a heck of a question. Now, I like that question, and I rephrased it. I'm going to ask for slide number 1, if I could have it, please. What question, if answered, would make the biggest difference in my life? What question, if answered, would make the biggest difference in my life? I invite each of you to ask that question too. I struggled with that. I ruminated. I imagined about it. And then in divine order, I was led to Muller's book. And he provided me with that question that needs an answer in my life. How shall I live knowing I will die? That's my question. That's the question, if answered, changes my life. How shall I live knowing I will die? And the answer to that is, I'll live for today. That's how I shall live. Today is the day I shall live for today. And what I found since committing myself to that idea, I procrastinate much less. I'm more direct in my speech. Sometimes it just comes out. I'm getting better at apologizing. Excuse me. And when I find my human tendencies trying to redirect my spiritual tendencies and my spiritual desires, I change course. Because I'm living for today. I don't know that I have tomorrow. I have a calendar that has activities. I don't know I'm going to be there for them. This is a privilege. MP and I have been together for 6 years, married 4. And all 6 of those years we've lived in a suburban neighborhood, typical of a conservative county. Lots of families, peaceful, safe place. And I confess to you that I'm not as open I have not been as open about being a unity minister as I could be. Don't want to offend anybody with my beliefs, and those other, and sometimes I don't know for sure how to explain unity so that somebody else understands. I have that answer now. Somebody asked me about unity, I say, well, unity is a movement that honors individuality and how each individual sees the divine presence in them. That's good enough for me now. But I've struggled with that. You see, and other unhealthy thoughts too. You see, like the rest of you, I'm still growing too, still peeling away through the layers of the onion we talk about sometimes, right? And in our neighborhood, I see American flags adorning the exterior of a number of homes. You know, you go down the street, there's one or two on every block. I have never, ever seen a pride flag hanging on a home in our neighborhood. That's about to change. Could I see slide number 2, please? And P and I purchased that flag at the convention, the Unity Worldwide Ministries convention. We agreed that this is the time. This is the time. I don't know when I'm going to die. And when I do, I don't want to look back at some time in my life stating, I wish I had done something that I was incredibly capable of doing. I can hang a flag. We made a commitment that within a week, this flag and an American flag would be displayed on the front of our home. Could I see the next slide, please? And there you have them. There you have them. You see, some folks from either side of the aisle, some don't respect the other side because of walls that have been built, because of damage that has been done, for any number of reasons. But unity doesn't build walls and silos. Unity builds bridges. You know what? If I had the room, I'd hang a Black Lives Matter flag and a We Support the Police flag too. Because those two do not preclude either of those don't preclude the other, for God's sakes. Although in our culture they seem to, just as these two often seem to. We don't build walls, we build bridges. Today is the day that I determine that how I shall live, knowing I will die. Knowing this privilege is temporary. And you know, some of you, maybe some of the civilians out there outside of Unity, might say that, well, you know, base your life around death, that's depressing. It need not be. Death is very much a part of life. You can't live it without experiencing it in many, many forms. Everything we love is going to die. So why not love those objects of our love unconditionally? And most of all, why not unconditionally love life? This temporary privilege we have. So, you know, I'm going to say much of what I said today has been inspired by Science of Mind magazine, especially the June issue. And in closing, I want to share a quote with you inspired by someone by the name of Rich Gasperi. He says, walking the walk doesn't begin with a step. He says it begins with a choice. Choose to answer the question I posed earlier. What question, if answered, would make the biggest difference in my life? It's made a big difference in mine already. And I entered into this talk inviting us to ask ourselves, am I using my power of imagination to propel my life in a direction I want to go or in a direction I don't want to go? Turn tomorrow into today and turn today into right now. Right now. Make that choice. Make this the day that you ask yourself that question and begin to answer it. Because we can't be certain we have a tomorrow. Live your life as if it's the temporary privilege that indeed it is. Give thanks for the challenges you encounter, because they can lead you somewhere you've never gone before. And give praise to your successes, because they are life's desserts. Oh, I loved it. I love it when things go well. In Unity, we teach the 12 powers. That's the power of God in you, and those powers are there for you, and those powers work for you, and you must put them to work. Because they can only work through us. It's the only way it works. Use your power like never before and continually create a new life experience starting right now. And lastly, today is the day. Imagine that. Namaste, everybody. And so let's enter into a time of guided meditation. I invite you all to truly relax and surrender to this moment. You'll hear some movement around the sanctuary. That's the action of peace, the action of possibilities. Many of us during this time will close our physical eyes, but it's up to you. Assume a position that's comfortable and keep breathing. Breathe ever so deeply. Supporting that life energy within you. And I invite you to hear and surrender to the word relax. Relax, sweet child. Simply relax. Oh. We allow our minds to go where they will. Breathe into this idea of simply being here now. Surrender to, this is the only moment I have. I'll take it peacefully. In this quiet state of mind, perhaps you can feel your heartbeat. I appreciate my heart. It gives me life. I feel my upper body expand and contract as I breathe. I am grateful for my lungs and all the mechanisms that make them work. I am grateful for my skin. It helps me feel everything I touch and everything that touches me. I am grateful for my eyes. And the beauty they bring to me. I am grateful for life. I am grateful for the lives of others who touch mine. I am empowered by this miracle of life and all that makes it happen. Thank you, creative universe. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Mother, Father, God, by whatever name we refer to that which created us. Thank you. Thank you for this gift of life. And so it is. Amen.
We turn, utilizing this mood of thoughtfulness, consideration, compassion, oneness, peace, and we turn it into a prayer. And as I read it, you may hopefully read it with me, but identify with it. I am love. I am health. I am peace. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be healthy. I am a child of God. I deserve nothing less. Today I accept my healing of body, mind, and spirit. I forgive myself for the mistakes I made. I forgive all the people for whom I felt anger. I accept them because they could not be as I wanted. I release them and I free myself from their resentment forever. I cancel the past and the present to free my future. I deserve to enjoy love of my loved ones. I stop judging myself and judging others forever. I now release all my pain, my mistakes, and my illness, so Spirit can transform it into health, love, and peace. I accept everything as it is now, and with patience to begin to finally heal. God, you are in me, and I am in you. By your divine power and your love within me, I decide to heal my body, my mind, and my soul. I open my heart to your pure love that surrounds me, with its radiant light revitalizing every cell of my body. Every negative thought becomes positive, recreating myself in a new life full of love and joy. I will share this love with all, communicating everything I feel. I wish to heal with all my heart and then to help others, thus fulfilling my mission of love and communication of love in this life. Thank you, universe, that already is. What a beautiful way to follow Tom's wonderful message. This is the day we accept all of this as true. Now we move from prayer to our affirmation of prosperity. This is a time when those of us who feel unity of Appleton is our spiritual home and practice putting spirit first in our financial life. This practice prospers the spiritual community we love and supports our own, it loves and supports our own spiritual growth and prosperity. Please give whatever amount Spirit guides you to give, whether it is in person or electronically. Whatever that amount is, take that gift into your heart and bless it with your love. Feel free to bless the plate as it passes by. Let yourself feel grateful to God as you give as your one source. Then please join in our affirmation of prosperity. Together, unity of Appleton is alive with the energy of Spirit, in the flow of divine abundance, and radiant with unlimited possibilities. And please join in the celebration of giving and receiving together. Divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I joyfully give and willingly receive. I give in love, and I trust God as my source.
So while that plate of blessings is getting passed around, almost all of us who grew up and went to camp of any kind is going to recognize this song, and then we have a nice little twist at the end for you as well. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got peace, love, and joy like a river. I've got peace, love, and joy like a river. I've got peace, love, and joy like a river in my soul. I've got peace, love, and joy like a river. I've got peace, love, and joy like a river. I've got peace, love, and joy like a river in my soul.
As we pause, indeed, we do have peace, love, and joy in our soul. We always do. And this is a day that we can declare it and live it as fully as possible. And so these are our gifts of that love, peace, and joy. May they be used to further it forever. Amen. So, announcements. The new online book study starts in July. Join Carmen for an online book study, The Book of Joy. It's a wonderful book, as you can see, the communication between the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu. It's wonderful. Has anybody seen the video? But it's amazing to see it. Anyway, this is A Lasting Happiness in a Changing World, 7 to 8 p.m. Tuesday night starting July 9th. Please email unity@unityofappleton.org for your Zoom link, or talk to Carmen. The property planning team, consisting of Fred, Julie, Linda, Karen G., Carrie, and Paige, has been learning a lot about our outdoor space. There is a lot of potential and some limitations that have come to our attention. Keeping those in mind, we have set some tentative priorities for projects to enhance our property. We'd love your input. Stay tuned for an opportunity to share your ideas and questions at a town hall meeting in August, or join us at our next meeting on July 29th at 10 a.m. upstairs, I believe. Save the date. Brilliant Bliss will be here once again on Sunday, July 21st, 6:30 to 8 p.m. Okay, we'll go on.
I add one thing, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
go ahead. Sitting here earlier, I thought, oh, crud, I forgot to let everybody know. And it's not a huge deal, but it's a big deal for us. I told you very briefly that we are switching over to this vendor called Tidely, right? So we finally got the community connections to get out, although Patrick said it didn't work last whatever I posted online. Anyway, I thought I had it worked out, but the website is live, so that's excellent. And the really great thing about the website for anybody who's interested, so starting tomorrow, we will no longer accept PayPal for donations, which affects very few people, but I did want to say this, especially for online and that kind of thing. If you go to our new and improved website, it's still www.unityofappleton.org, but it looks completely new because we've got this new provider. There is a way to donate through Tidely, which is absolutely wonderful for us. Makes it easier for the admin, I must say. Hint, hint, hint. And it's lovely because, for example, if you want to donate $50, we never get $50 through PayPal, right? They charge us a fee. Well, with Tidely, they do also charge us a fee, which is less than PayPal. But if you want to, you can cover those fees. And then your $50 goes to Unity of Appleton instead of $48.72 or whatever it happens to be. And over the course of time, that really does make a very big difference. So also, just as an FYI, you're going to end up getting 2 statements at the end of, in January of next year. So one through the system that I'm using right now, and then from July through December. And so things are changing a little bit, which won't affect you too much, but I'll make it a change hopefully as easy as possible. But just wanted to let you know, and especially if you can check out the new website, that would be cool. Our pictures are on it. We all look adorable. It's really cute.
Oh, yeah, let's show our appreciation to Paige. There's nobody that knows more about Unity making it function. Thank you. So let us stand and join in our prayer for protection. With arms extended, together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
You can stay standing, you can dance. Think of your fellow man, give them a helping hand, put a little love in your heart.
About that, huh? Don't we just love it?